All right, welcome back, everybody. Anybody that's new here, thanks for joining me today. Yeah, it's another one of those really early mornings, and yes, it's been a while. I've been struggling to get out and do some stuff, and I have a lot of stuff happening right now. That I'm trying to get stuff ready, and obviously it's the fall season, so you guys aren't new here. I'm getting ready for ice fishing. Yeah, I have a million things that go on in the month of October and November. Those 2 months are like the craziest months of the year. Same thing in the springtime. But I'm going to keep it short today. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 rods rigged up. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything, but I'm going to try to target 2 species. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Hopefully those are on the agenda today. But I'm also going to be throwing some slip bobbers and stuff around so I can catch basically anything. So if you're new here, there's days where I will literally catch pretty much everything that swims in a lake. It just depends on how the fish are biting that day. I'm trying to dodge storms and stuff like that today, so keep your fingers crossed for me I don't get rained on. But otherwise, hopefully if you're seeing this, I caught some fish. Alright guys, made it out here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm soaking wet. It's a lot rougher than I planned it being, and kind of looks like the clouds are going to move over me, even though it's not supposed to rain technically till like later this afternoon. I'm on a really big lake and I don't trust the weather anymore, so I'm going to fish this wind-blown side for probably a half hour. Like I said, hopefully you guys can hear me. Maybe an hour, and then I'm gonna go to the other side to get out of the wind, stay safe, and as soon as it gets a little rough out here, I'm getting off the lake. So I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed for me. It was worth coming out here. It's rough. Hopefully you guys don't get seasick. Okay, so like I was saying, it's pretty rough on this side. Hopefully you guys are okay with it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move to a different spot that I don't know. But I'm going to start with a minnow and a slip bobber. Hopefully find some fish on this wind-blown side. Usually the walleyes in the fall will stack up on the wind-blown side of the lake, so it's the only reason I'm over here. Okay, tried for almost an hour with the minnow. Now I'm going to switch to this. I actually just switched to a little chunk before and I got a bite, so hopefully this is what they're biting on right now. Water has cooled down quite a bit. Yep. Fish. It's a little one. Right species, wrong size. Why weren't you guys eating minnows? Fish. There's another one. This guy smacked it. Where are your bigger brothers? Okay, guys, I just wanted to explain something to you guys so that everybody kind of gets the gist of this. It's really not as complicated as it seems. Actually, it's more complicated than it seems. I don't know. Comment below. Slipbobber fishing complicated. I'm using my 8-foot tuned up customs. It's a medium light extra fast. It's the Apex Pro. This 8-footer works perfect for pulling up these slipbobbers. Now this medium slipbobber, and I have a little pink jig here, try to show you guys, and all that is half of an eye crawler. That's all I'm using. The wind is starting to pick up, and I don't know how much longer I got, but I just wanted to explain to you guys how I'm going along. Basically, with the weed edge walleyes in the fall, the best thing you can do is get a decent breeze. That's why I'm out here fishing, even though it's windy. Decent breeze, not too windy, depending on the size of your boat, I guess, or watercraft. But find a weed edge that you can drift along with a good like southwest wind. Usually east winds will work still in the late fall, but sometimes early fall that messes the fish up. And then north winds, if you can deal with the cold, you'll still get bites. So that's going to be your big tip today. I'm going to try and get a couple more. I'd like to get one to eat, or 2 or 3. I think 3 is the limit. So yeah, I'm going to try some more. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys it's really simple. The tuned up customs rod is just enough backbone that when these fish take it down, I can pull up all the slack and drive the hook home really good. And then those jigs, it's just a simple round head jig. I like pink for darker waters. Some people, they swear by something else, but I know chartreuse works for perch and walleye, but right now I'm just trying to get walleye, so pink's the way to go. So let's get back and catch some more. Gotcha. I actually felt this guy biting. Oh, it's a bluegill. Not a bad one either. Lucky I'm not keeping anything today. That'd have been a perfect keeper. Good fish. Much better. That's more like it. That's kind of what I'm looking for. See how big he is. $16. Okay, 16, not big enough, but getting closer. Another good fish. What is this? Oh, it's another walleye. Nice, healthy fish. Just not that big. Grow up. Okay, so back home in the bluegill cave, and yeah, still still wet. So yeah, I got rained out. I didn't plan on that happening because I actually had alarms set. Fun fact, I was flying in because it started sprinkling and I knew there was a giant storm behind me, and my alarm went off when I got to shore. So I was pretty close with guessing, but it didn't help. So wind and rain came. I had to get off the lake. It sucks because I was on top of some walleye. So I tried telling you guys in the last clip here, basically how to find the areas that I was fishing. Like if you get on a lake and you know there's walleye right now, or walleye in it, decent numbers anyways, and it's got a predominant weed edge, like a really big one, find a way to drift that weed edge, and you guys will slowly pick off, 4 or 5 fish here and there. At least you'll get a chance to stick a bunch of them, and you have an oddball chance, depending on the size structure in the lake, of getting some decent fish. So like this is a big 8-pounder, but those guys will swim in and amongst those mediums and eaters. So if you're trying to get out and get some eaters, that's a really easy way of doing it. Just find yourself a weed transition line this fall and drift along it, or any fall for that matter. I believe the water temps were between 64 and 65 for surface temps. The temp outside was 67, and then it went to 59 as soon as it got started, like actual downpouring and raining. Yeah, it was 59 when I left. So we're headed into winter here, which is good. I mean, the water temps dropping actually helps a lot. It turns the fish on, makes them feed heavier. But hopefully you guys got a little kick out of today's video. I didn't want to make it too extravagant considering all I was doing was slip bobber fishing along weed edge. I started with minnows, but then I ended up switching to half a crawler in the jig because they didn't want the minnows. So keep that in mind. Always have both if you're trying to go get yourself some walleye, because you never know when they're going to want one or the other. I was really surprised because I had some small, they're little tiny suckers. I had baby suckers, and they didn't want anything to do with those. So your guess is as good as mine. They just, the bait fish this year must not be the right size or something like that, or they're not feeding on bait fish yet. Usually that happens in the fall. So keep that in mind. Like I said, always have extras with you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Obviously, if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, could you please just remember to